Want to add AI to your Go applications, but don't want to figure out coding with Python? Then this might be the library that you've been waiting for. Hi, I'm Ed Zynda, and this is What the Funk. Are you tired of wrestling with Python libraries just to add AI to your production apps? Let's face it, while Python dominates the AI space, it's not exactly blazingly fast. That's where GoLLM comes in. It's a powerful Go library that brings large language models to your Go applications without compromising on performance. No more Python dependencies, no more scaling headaches. Go is built for production. It has incredible concurrency support and impressive performance. And now with GoLLM, you can harness the power of LLMs while keeping all of these benefits. In just a few lines of code, GoLLM lets you integrate state-of-the-art language models into your Go applications. Whether you're building a chatbot, content generator, or AI-powered API, GoLLM makes it simple without sacrificing performance. In this video, I'll show you how to get started with GoLLM and demonstrate just how easy it is to add AI capabilities to your Go projects. Let's dive in. Here I've created an empty directory for my Go project. I'm going to go ahead and initialize this project using go mod init. And then I'm going to go get the GoLLM library. Next, I'll open up main.go in my favorite editor. And here I've just pasted some code and we're going to go through it step by step. So we're just going to import a few libraries right here, as well as the GoLLM library. Next, right here, I'm going to grab my OpenAI API key, which I've already set off screen. And down here is where you instantiate a new instance of GoLLM. So you can start interacting with it, LLM. So I've decided to use OpenAI and the GPT-4o mini model. Then I'll set my API key and set the max tokens. I'm just actually going to change that to 1000, just so we could get a little more output. And then you can set the max retries because sometimes these APIs may go down for whatever reason. And then you can set a retry delay. So we've got it set for 2 seconds. And here I've set my log level to info. You can set it to other levels. So for example, if you want to see everything, you would set it to debug. Or if you want to see some sort of warnings, you could set it to warning. But here I've just set it to info. So we probably won't see anything unless something catastrophic happens. As always in Go, we handle our errors. And here I've created a background context to run our generations on. And here we're just going to set a very simple prompt to explain the concept of recursion in programming. Once we've set the prompt, we can call the LLM we instantiated, call the generate function, and then after checking our errors, we can print out the response. So let's go ahead and save this. Now in my terminal, I'm just going to go run main.go. It's going to take a little bit. And here you see the full response from the LLM. It goes ahead to describe recursion, give some components of recursion, an example, yada, yada, yada. So great. Now we're talking to an LLM with Go. Okay, now in this example, we're going to go over how we can improve our prompts and make them a little more complex. So we have the same setup as before. I'm using the same model, the same max tokens, etc. But down here, I've updated my prompt. So we have the same prompt as before, explain the concept of recursion in programming, but we have these little helper functions. So we've got this with context, with directives, with output, and with max length. And so what these do is GoLLM will generate a prompt for you using these directives. So for example, I have this with context. It's going to add some boilerplate text to your existing prompt, telling the LLM to use the context of whatever you type in here. And then it's going to do the same with these directives. So for example, the directives are use simple language and avoid jargon, provide a practical example, explain potential pitfalls, etc. And all GoLLM is going to do is add the boilerplate that you normally would add to a prompt to kind of shape the full prompt that you're going to give to the LLM. And we've got this with output and with max length. So you can decide whether or not the LLM spits out long or short answers using these helper functions. And with this with output function, we can actually structure the response. So we're going to look for a heading of definition, example, pitfalls, and best practices in our response. So let's go ahead and save this. Now in our terminal, we can run it. And I'm actually going to pipe this into a markdown formatter to make it look a little more readable. So let's run this. So let's have a look at this response. We can see that we have a definition, an example, pitfalls, best practices, and it actually kept the response relatively short. In this next example, we'll go over how you can create a template that you can reuse over and over. So down here, I've created a template, and then basically it's an analysis template, and it's just going to be used for analyzing various topics. And the way you use templates is basically the same way you would use an HTML or text template in Go. So you've got the same type of placeholders here. So in this template, we're going to provide a comprehensive analysis of the topic, consider the following aspects, etc., etc. And then you can add these with prompt options. So you can use the with directives and with output like we saw before. And down here, basically to add your arguments into the prompt template, you would generate a map of string values and basically map the variable name with whatever you're going to pass in. So once you have that map, you can execute the template. It's just the same as if you're executing a template in Go using HTML. And this creates the full prompt. And then you can go ahead and generate using the same method we did before. So let's go ahead and save and run this. Go run main.go. And as you can see, we've got a comprehensive analysis of artificial intelligence in healthcare. In this final example, I'll show you how you can get structured output from your LLM. So first, we're going to start with this analysis results struct. So we're going to want a topic with pros, cons, and a conclusion. So the pros and the cons are going to be basically an array or slice of strings. Topic and conclusion will be strings. Now down here in our prompt, we're going to ask the LLM to analyze the pros and cons of remote work. And then we ask the LLM to output a specific format. So we want it to respond in JSON format with topic, pros, cons, and conclusion fields. And down here, when we generate our response, we add this extra option with JSON schema validation. So basically, we want the LLM to pass this option to OpenAI to basically say, hey, if you can respond in the format of JSON. And then down here, we're going to take the response and unmarshal that into the struct that we created above. So let's go ahead and save and run that. Go run main.go. So as you can see, we got an error, but I know what's actually happening. In a lot of cases, the LLM, when responding in JSON, it's going to add some extra markdown formatting to it. So all we need to do is clean that up in our code. So I'll show you how to do that right now. So I'm using this helper function from GoLLM called clean response. So I will take the response from the LLM, and all it's going to do is remove any extra formatting and just return the plain JSON into this clean response variable I created. And then we're just going to pass that into the unmarshal method over here. So let's go ahead and run that again. As you can see, it actually outputted correctly this time. Go isn't actually the most beautiful when printing structs directly, but you can see that it actually unmarshaled into our struct under the correct properties. And that's it. That's how you can easily bring AI capabilities into your Go applications using GoLLM. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.